Yes, sir. What's going on, Big Will? Life is good. You're an early adopter. I'm an early adopter. We're all early in this new asset class that is a digital asset space. You and I, my friends, we're playing a game that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. And we are winning. Let's go. Life is beautiful. Yes, sir. What's going on with the market right now? The United States dollar liquidity crisis. I think it's begun. I really do believe it has begun. And we all know about that XRP, that liquidity monster that is XRP. Dun, dun. Let's go. Indeed, it's very interesting. We're going to go over some really interesting stuff from Eleanor Carrot, this new quote-unquote anti-CBDC bill. What's going on with that? Like, what's going on with that? What is going on with that? We'll cover that a little bit as well. We'll go over just a little bit of that as well. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning and good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Liquidity crisis in the US dollar feels like it's imminent. Feels like it's imminent, Big Will. It really, really, really does. And we all know that XRP is that liquidity monster. Digital Assets Daily shared something. I'm going to share it with you guys. I think he has some interesting points. We'll share. We'll get into that. But that is the word on the street. XRP is the liquidity monster. What's going on with the central banks implementing the swap, putting the swap lines into effect to inject liquidity into the U.S. banking system? We'll get into that. I've been doing some homework on the Arbitron ecos. Unfortunately, feels as though the coins have kind of done their game and we missed it. So we might have to just delve into the ZK Sync eco and see if we can't snatch some gems from there. Of course, we will go over the market because the market is doing what the market does. So we'll go over some of the numbers for sure. I'm still not a believer that the bottom is in. I'm still not a believer. I'm still not a believer. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think there's an alt season anywhere near in the near future. That's the Crypto C's personal opinion, but we shall see how it goes. Some interesting stuff going on crypto Twitter. We're going to go over that as well. I think it's I do think it's interesting that Brooke Entwistle got to Twitter, you know, senior VP at Ripple. He hopped on Twitter and just reminded us all, look, don't matter what's going on in digital asset space in terms of trying to curb the innovation in this space by way of Operation Choke Point, which is essentially 9 or 10 regulators in the US trying to cut off crypto adoption. Brooks is like, hey, we're moving. We at Ripple, we're on the move. We're in the move, providing solutions in South Korea and in Africa. That's some interesting stuff. We will get into that as well. Shout out to all my podcast fam out there. Appreciate you guys checking in this morning. Look, we're blessed. I'm telling you, we're blessed to be early in this fourth industrial revolution with this opportunity to participate in this new asset class that is the digital asset space in a quote unquote level playing ground. Never ever in the history of finance has the average Joe or Jane, right, the bank teller, the truck driver, the landscaper, the UPS person, been able to participate in the investing in the at the protocol level Imagine if we were able to invest at the HTTP level or the SMTP level, right? The internet or email. Imagine if we were able to do that. No, we had to wait for stuff to get built on the internet and then wait until, stuff hit the stock exchange and NASDAQ to participate. So this is an absolute blessing to be able to invest at the protocol level. So we're really, really blessed. Life is good. You and I, my friends, we are playing a game again that 99% of the masses, they don't even know the game is being played. And we are winning. I promise you that we are winning. If you're participating in this ecosystem, you hold assets that multi-billion-dollar hedge funds would like to hold and they cannot hold. So if you're participating in the ecosystem, indeed, you are winning for sure. So let's go over the numbers. Shout out to CoinGecko. Love CoinGecko.com. Love their app. I have it on my phone. Absolutely love what they do. Screw CoinMarketCap, as I like to say. Screw CoinMarketCap. I go with CoinGecko. Let's go over these numbers. I'm going to refresh just again so that you know this is the latest and the greatest from CoinGecko. And these numbers are not looking great for an alt season, my friends. Not looking great for an alt season, which is what we all want. We want that bull run. We want the 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 800X in the space because we need a new 1%. So according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is 1.22 trillion. But we can't forget that that is down from an all-time high of over 3 trillion. We can't forget that. The Bitcoin dominance is at 44.6%. And my dudes tell me that that's not a great number when it comes to looking forward to an alt season. Bitcoin is trading at $28,071. It's up 27% on the 7-day. Ethereum is trading at $1,781, up 12% on the 7-day. And XRP is trading at 38 cents, up 3% on a 7-day. It's interesting how the XRP price just, it feels as though it's trying to prove itself to be something that is stable. It just feels, it feels that way. It really, really did. Really, really does. So there's nothing really to report. You got a few 7-day double figure gains. But other than that, again, the market is just doing 65% on the 7-day for stacks. Don't know what stacks is, but that's a pretty good gain on the 7-day for sure. Let's go over some stuff here from crypto Twitter. I think this is interesting. I'll mention it. Breaking news: U.S. Federal Reserve and Treasury Secretary Yellen. Now, this is like yesterday, right? The Federal Reserve and Treasury Secretary Yellen say the U.S. banking system's capital and liquidity positions are robust, and the financial system is resilient. Really? So why is it then, Secretary Yellen, why is there a coordinated central bank action to enhance the provision of the US dollar liquidity? Why is that taking place? So here it is. You got the ECB, Central Bank of Europe, and other major central banks to offer 7-day US dollar operations on a daily basis. New frequency effective as of the 20th of March to remain in place at least through the end of April to support smooth functioning of US dollar funding markets. I ask you, is this the beginning of the US dollar liquidity crisis? Because this is what it feels like to me, Big Will. This is what it feels like to me. The Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, the Bank of Japan, the European Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, and the Swiss National Bank are today announcing a coordinated action to enhance the provision of liquidity. via the standing US dollar liquidity swap line arrangements. To improve the swap line's effectiveness in providing US dollar funding, the central banks currently offering the US dollar operations have agreed to increase the frequency of 7-day maturity operations from weekly to daily. These daily operations will commence on the 20th of March and will continue to the end of April. This sounds like the beginning of a liquidity crisis to the crypto siege. What say you, crypto fam? That's what it sounds like to me. The beginning of a liquidity crisis for the US dollar. That's what it feels like to me. Strength gains. What's good, my dude? Appreciate you checking in this morning. Looking good and doing it. Sup, Siege? Good to be here today. What's up with you, bro? Siege, do you think we should withdraw our money from the banking system? Pretty nervous. Yeah, I don't know about so much. I mean, like we've been on that, on that tip for a while now, right? Over a year, right? We leave just enough to kind of cover, right? But we shared yesterday in our video, looking good and doing it, that we got a email from one of our banks, and it's one of the banks that where we have our business accounts, and they're sending an email out, letting us know that, hey, everything's okay here with our bank. There may be some stuff going on in Silvergate and SBB, but it's all good here. And I just harken back to the days when Voyager sent out that letter and Celsius sent out that letter and 3 Arrows Capital sent out those letters, and they all went under. So it got us to thinking we need to transition to another thing. Another bank, and we chose Fidelity. Chose Fidelity because we know that they're crypto friendly, and we don't run inside the banks and stuff like that. That's not like we don't venture in to those things. So doing a Fidelity thing, makes sense because it is primarily online. We know that they're crypto friendly. So if we use our any one of our cards from Fidelity, we can feel in crypto, we can feel really, really comfortable using that, especially when they just announced the whole Bitcoin thing. So that's kind of our thing there. Certainly you got to come to your own conclusion on that, my guy. But we've been on the 85 to 90% out of the bank and only using 15%, leaving it in there to take care of our financial stuff. So it's kind of where we are. What's going on, RC? Alex G says, Siege, I did the check of the amount of flare I would accumulate in 36 months, and it is impressive. I will be a baby well. Nice, bro. Nice. Good for you, man. I'm happy for you. I am happy for you for sure. Almost, I would say. He says, almost, I would say, I wish. Yeah, bro, you'll be there. You will be there for sure. Strength Gain said, how did you like the Flare airdrop? I'm thinking about buying some more. Well, I did not get my Flare airdrop because my XRP was on Celsius. I did purchase some, and I was really, really happy with the amount of Flare I got in the airdrop from the fact that I did go out and purchase some in the market. So I was happy with that. I'm excited about what Flare Network is doing. So I was happy overall, but the substantial amount, Celsius and or Fireblocks, whoever's holding it, still has it, and they have not given us access as to a notice as to when we can access those Flare drops. So it's kind of where we are. But I'm so happy for those of you that had an opportunity to get yours for sure. Keyless, the lady of crypto's in the building. How are you, miss? Jay Corn, what's good, my guy? What's going on with you? Life is good. So liquidity crisis in the U.S., can't ignore it. It feels like it's just the beginning of it all. Digital Assets Daily had some interesting stuff to say about that. Let's see if I can't find that. Digital Assets Daily, SL on the Tarot. That's Raoul Paul. There it is here. Let me share this with you guys. Interesting stuff coming from him. Interesting stuff. Let's check this out. I'll share my screen here. Again, shout out to all the people out there in the podcast world. I appreciate you checking in this morning. Really excited about the podcast and where it's going. Really looking forward to doing some more stuff, kind of podcast only type stuff. YouTube is on the move with their podcasting stuff. Spotify is trying to come and grab some market share. So YouTube is on the move with what they're doing. So this is from Digital Assets Daily at Assets Daily on Twitter. Thanks for sharing, my guy. If the banks collapse, IS2022 is live. Ripple, the company, provides liquidity, which is like lending to global liquidity crisis. And the remaining XRP is entirely accessed. Where would XRP be priced with none available? Right? So he suggested that, Ripple could provide liquidity. I mean, that's the greatest thing that the XRP does. It's a liquidity mechanism. It speeds up money. It can free up capital. Right? We all know this. I mean, the cross-border payments is the initial move behind that was freeing up the several trillion that's locked up in the Vostro accounts in the corresponding banking model, right? So let me read it again. If the banks collapse, right? If they collapse, we understand that ISO 20022 is live. According to Europe, it went smooth. According to Europe, Ripple does provide liquidity to global liquidity crisis, and the remaining XRP is entirely accessed. He's suggesting that Ripple could provide liquidity. So the remaining XRP, whatever that is, I don't know where that is and how that would work. He's talking about the escrow, the XRP and escrow, right? He's asking where would XRP price be if there's none available? It's a good point. And we all remember Miguel Diaz saying this in this interview here.
In my mind's eye, there's a possibility where, we end up more of a lending kind of, more of a lender of last resort capacity, maybe. In my mind's eye, there's a possibility where, we end up more of a lending kind of, more of a lender of last resort capacity, maybe.
Why would Miguel Diaz say that we end up being a lender of last resort? Why would he? How can a guy working at a startup fintech company get to a point and a conclusion that he sees that Ripple could be a lender of last resort? That's some interesting stuff. And it's just, I don't know why this article says countering Ripple. So News BTC put this out. The U.S. Fed to launch Fed Now in July, countering Ripple. I don't know about that, right? So, but why is Ripple mentioned in that? If the Fed, as we know it today, is the lender of last resort in the banking system in the U.S., why is there a mention of Ripple, this fintech company from U.S. in there? Don't you think that's interesting? So there are people out there who realize that Ripple could play that role of lender of last resort. I just think that's interesting. Now understand this is newsbtc.com, so you got to get that. But I think Digital Assets Daily is actually really on to something. He's really, really on to something. And it's something I think we should pay attention to. Let's see here. Let me share this one. Then I'm going to have you guys think about something for a little bit. Uppercent University, which is e-learning on the Flare networks, I think is going to be absolutely massive, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Certainly look into Uppercent. Learn how to become the best version of yourself and earn daily Flare rewards at the same time. For a limited time only, March 27th through April the 24th. Join for free, uppercent.com/university. And I'm wondering how it is that you're earning this Flare daily rewards. And I'll have to check into it. I have not looked into it, but I do love the idea of e-commerce and being able to get some learning and provide some learning. I think that's going to be the future for sure. Leveling up online without question. And the fact that Uppercent is doing this on Flare and apparently offering daily rewards is interesting. Let's see if I click on this, what happens. I find that to be really, really, really interesting, to say the least. But Flare Networks, this layer 1 is a game-changing blockchain for sure. It says, learn how to become the best version of yourself and earn daily Flare at the same time for a limited time only. Join for free. Uppercent University is a 4-week program aimed to educate and reward the Flare community in the lead up to the launch of the Uppercent platform. Okay, let's explore the 2 key sections of the program, learning and rewards. Okay, learning, it says, participants will be taught about Web3 and how to build the mindset all top achievers have through live webinars hosted twice a week. Time needed, says, an hour a week. Rewards. Participants can earn rewards through quizzes on topics at the end of the program, but also earn rewards by competing in daily challenges, inviting friends, and being active in the Uppercent Discord. Not a fan of Discord. Not a fan of Discord. We look at here. Web3 School, Week 1, Future Blockchain with Hugo Billion. Week 2, Building a Web3 Unicorn. From the founder and CEO of Meld. Never heard of Meld. Week 3, How to Grow in Web3 with the founder and CEO of Payant. Payant. And then week 4, How to Analyze Web3 Projects and Spot the Next Big One. From the founder and CEO of Cryptonary, Adam Sadiq. Interesting. Okay. What? Okay, Web3 School Prize. Upon the completion of Web3 School, participants can take a multiple choice quiz based on their learnings from the school in order to win some big prizes. First place, 1,000 Flare tokens. Second place, 500, 500, third, 250 for fourth, and 250 for fifth. That's like a contest, right? They got daily challenges. 100 Flare will be given away every day to one person who answers the question correctly. One person? So it's interesting. I see what they're trying to do. My God. And they got Discord challenges. I'm not a big fan of being on Discord personally, but if you guys are, 3,000 for first place, 3,000 Flare tokens. So yeah, I understand. I get it. Over 18,000 Flare is up for grabs. Join the community, start learning and earning rewards. So shout out to the Uppercent team for trying to generate some activity in that space. I think that's cool. Raul Paul, I think, is a very, very smart guy, and he's laying down some alpha here for the digital asset space community. Speaking to the bigger picture of the banking crisis. Take a listen to Raul Paul here on the Pomp podcast. Take a listen to this.
The reason they have to undertake QE is the banks, particularly these regional banks, smaller and medium-sized banks, have another big issue on their balance sheet, and that is they are the largest lenders to the commercial real estate market. Now, if we go back to when we first spoke at the beginning of the pandemic, at that point, we were all going to the office. I was in New York when I saw you because I was going to the office, and we had 60 odd people in our office at Real Vision. Now we've got 3 people in our office. We've downsized once, and we still only have 3 people in the office, and we can't get out of our damn lease. And everybody's got the same issue. Nobody's going back to the office. The world has changed. we can all work remotely. So we used to do interviews like this in person. Now we do them over Zoom. So then we've got massive amounts of commercial real estate that are basically empty. And the numbers are a bit weird because you also need to realize that empty office space that's registered is entirely empty. But actually, most people are trapped into leases where they've got 10% of their workforce going in. So as soon as those leases come up, people are going to tip those out too. So we've got a second bomb to hit these smaller banks, and that is this real estate market. And the real estate market is going to be illiquid, and chances are it's not going to get solved.
And chances are it's not going to get solved. So we got the US dollar potential liquidity crisis. We got a real estate illiquid crisis right on the brink of that as well. So this whole lender of last resort, this Ripple being a lender of last resort and being able to provide liquidity through on-demand liquidity, which uses the digital asset XRP, seems like a possibility. It seems like it's something that you can talk about and have a discussion around, because the fact of the matter is the ODL product that Ripple offers is doing billions of dollars in transactions, billions. Shrapnels, what's good, my friend? Good to see you. Shrapnel says, hope you're good. Auto like, I love it. I love it. You have a good voice. You're relaxed. Good way of talking. Goat material. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Appreciate you checking in. Right. Well, no break. What's going on, my guy? That's right, guys. Do me a favor. If you haven't done so already, smash the like button. It's cool if you haven't. Just collapse the chat and go smash that like button, then come back and hang out with the Crypto Siege. And bam, we definitely appreciate you guys being here. So listen, this is a very, very big thing. And, you know, yesterday's live stream was about, do you think that that we're headed into, what did I title that live stream? It was talking about, you know, are we on the brink of the banking crisis putting into place and putting into motion the financial reset, right? If you and I, think about it, if you and I are aware that the US dollar's role as the reserve currency is coming to an end, whether it's a decade or 2 decades from now, that is coming to an end, then they know that it's coming to an end. They know that there's a threat to that hegemony that they've been blessed with, the hegemony for I don't know how long, for decades, right? That's about to come to an end. And this banking crisis is speaking to that, in my opinion, liquidity crisis. But like we've always said on this channel, how is it that other nations are going to tap into Ripple, its product called ODL, which provides liquidity? They do loans and all right. So all these other nations, Saudi Arabia nations, right, the UAE nations, Japan and Singapore, they're going to tap into liquidity and have access to liquidity. And the US is not going to leverage that product from a US of A company. They're going to just try to figure something else out. How is it even possible for that to happen? I mean, I think this whole thing that's going on with these central banks and the swap lines going from weekly to daily it's a signal. It's a warning, right? It's a signal that there's a liquidity crisis right around the corner. And you're going to let this good old US of A company that probably is going to get clarity. There's a good chance that it's going to get clarity on its asset, the liquidity catalyst, the liquidity monster in XRP, probably going to get regulatory clarity in a matter of weeks, if not days. John Deaton's hanging out being interviewed by somebody. He's talking about he believes it could happen as early as the end of this week. I don't think personally, I don't think it's a coincidence that Fed now announced just think about it. When's the last time you and I have heard about Fed now? Think about it. And just all of a sudden, out of the blue, they announced they're going to go live in July. If XRP gets declared that we all believe that it's going to get, wouldn't that give the Fed now some time to figure some stuff out? I think it does. I think it does. Look, on-demand liquidity is on-demand liquidity. A liquidity crisis is a liquidity crisis, period. We all can say, well, nothing says XRP. Well, I read it and it doesn't say ODL. Well, I don't hear them saying Ripple. Well, it doesn't matter what they're saying and what they're putting out to the public. Doesn't matter. Do they have a liquidity crisis or not? And does Ripple, the blockchain infrastructure company pivoting to the tokenization of all things on the XRP ledger, do they have a product? Do they just happen to have a product that provides on-demand liquidity? Yay or nay? Yay or nay? You have to ask yourself that. What I say in the Crypto Seizures Home is, I believe the US dollar has a liquidity issue. I believe the banking system has, amongst other things, has a liquidity issue. And I know that Ripple has a solution to liquidity issues. This is what I know. So that tells me that there's a shot, there's a challenge, and there's a problem, and there's a solution. And there's a shot, there's a chance that they could come together. I can't say that about other ecosystems. I don't know about another ecosystem that is in the business, in a lane of providing liquidity. I don't know of one. Is XDC a liquidity provider? I don't know. I don't know. Do they have a product that's similar to on-demand liquidity? I don't think so. What about XLM and the Stellar Foundation? Do they have a product that is similar to the on-demand liquidity product that Ripple has? I don't think so. So for me, there's a chance, there's a shot that those could come together. There's a shot that those could come together. And by the way, let me do this real quick. I'm excited to share my sponsor. I always forget, but I always want to share them. Shout out to the people from Hotspot Shield VPN, the world's fastest VPN. The world's fastest VPN. Shout out to them, man. Stay private and access worldwide content. According to Speed Test, speedtest.com. They use Ookla, right? World's fastest VPN. Hotspot Shield. The Tech Radar says, Tech Radar, and I love it. I love the independent third-party reviews. More than twice the top speed we've seen from many competitors. Enjoy your favorite movies and shows worldwide on Netflix, YouTube, Prime, Disney Plus at blazing fast speeds, up to 2.5 times faster than the competition. CNET said, one of the easiest VPNs to set up and use. Hotspot Shield encrypts your connection and doesn't log any data that could be tied to you, shielding your identity and info from hackers and cyber predators. ZDNet said, another third-party independent reviewer, the VPN that lives up to the hype. Unlock worldwide content with over 115 virtual locations, with servers over 80 plus countries in 35 cities. Our proprietary Hydra protocol optimizes your VPN to ensure fast, secure connections for gaming, streaming, and downloading. Shout out to Hotspot Shield VPN. I, of course, did my own homework and did my own research after they reached out to make sure this is something that I would feel really, really good with sharing. And absolutely love it. I went premium. The Android free version has ads. The other devices do not. So it's only the Android free that has the ads. If you go premium, you don't have to worry about it on any device, but it's only the free version on Android that does have the ads. I'm not a big fan of those. So I went because I own Androids. I'm an Android guy. And so I went with premium for sure, but absolutely love it. Absolute game changer. Hydra protocol, game changer. So if you want to learn more about us, a link in the description of all of my videos from my sponsor. Shout out to Hotspot Shield. So let's do this. Let me get back to the chat. Keela said, dang. Yeah, so that's kind of where I am on things, guys. I just think that this speaks to me. This is the beginning of the liquidity crisis in the US dollar. The fact that central banks will come together, right? These are all obviously allies, right, of the US. And obviously, I don't want to say depend, but the US dollar is in their framework. You got 6 or 7 major central banks coming together, changing the swap line process from weekly to daily, to me speaks of a liquidity crisis looming in the background for the US dollar. That's what it says to me. It really, really does. Guys, but if you have some time, check out Uppercent, see what they got kind of going on there. I'm excited to participate in there. I looked over the Arbitrum ecosystem to see if there might be any good deals. Currently, not really. But I think with the mainnet get ready to launch here imminently, matter of days, that the early projects there, probably will do well. The early DeFi projects will probably do well, whether it be GMX, whether that be Radiant, whether that might be the Gains Network. You go to DeFiLlama.com and you can go to Arbitrum. You can check out the ecosystem there as well. So I looked over at Gains Network, chart's not great. I looked over at Radiant Network, chart's not great, but Radiant looks like a game changer, RDNT, looking like a game changer in Arbitrum. And let's see, there were some other ones that I looked at. Let's see here. Got that there. Yeah, let's see this. Let me share this before I head out. Ooh, I almost stopped this thing. I don't want to do that. So GMX, Radiant, Gains Network, the Plutus DAO. I didn't look at that one yet. Grail, which is the Camelot token, DPX, Magic, and Y2K. Just a few on the platform in the ecosystem. Just to kind of give you, some idea what I'm looking at right now. Radiant, 22 cents. Oh, this is someone else's portfolio, because I don't think Radiant is at 22%, right? 22 cents right now. I think it's 50-something cents or 40-something cents. So yeah, just some food for thought. There's always kind of that opportunity, I think, when a new mainnet is about to launch and you got products that have been built on that thing. And there's some potential for some gains there, I think. But and I'm also paying attention to ZK Sync when they're about to launch as well. Let me know if you guys have heard of any of these. Are you participating in Radiant? Are you participating in the Plutus DAO? Radiant looks like a game changer. I like those protocols that are lending and borrowing protocols. I like those. I think those do well in ecosystems. I really, really do. So I'm going to be doing some more homework on Radiant Capital, but it is RDNT for the sticker. What's going on, Pookie Pookie? Good to see you. Appreciate you guys checking in this morning. It's been a really, really cool hang. Is the liquidity crisis right around the corner for the US dollar? I think that it is. And will that be the impetus, the thing that spurs on that financial reset? Feeling as though it could be the case. Feeling as though it could be the case. So guys, look, gold back above 2K. Nice. Jay Corn says gold is back above 2K. Interesting. Interesting, for sure. So guys, there it is. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I'm going to hop off here. I appreciate each and every one of you checking in this morning. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're hanging out, just watching the Crypto Seas, please consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Shout out to my podcast fam.
Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.